episode 6 of my journey to greatness now for whoever's been following. Yeah, it's Saturday. I decided to change it up and maybe we'll do this twice a week instead of just once. Saturday and Sunday. So let's get right into it, shall we? And start a game. To be honest, I still haven't done much preparation as for opening. I'm not very good at opening. Or middle games. I've seen a lot of end games, so I'm decent at end games. Let's just go with the classic stuff. I don't want to try anything fancy. And I will just bring this out. Now I can castle. And I don't know why he did that. He should have brought his bishop out. Let me see. I don't get why people always do that. Now I have a free pawn. His bishop is trapped. I mean, I suppose you can do something with his queen, but that's about it. And we're just going to develop normally. And I can do this. If he takes it, then I can just take back with the queen. He has to retreat his knight. And recapture. Actually, he does have the option where he could push his pawn forward. I can't take the pawn because of his queen. However, I could develop my bishop. Also, I can't even take the knight, I just realized. Imagine if I hadn't realized. Now let's see, if I go pawn to b4, then he can go knight to 6, I mean to a6, and then that's not really a worthy trade. So I'm going to do it anyway, but trade off a pawn instead. Because you see, he's probably going to... I did not expect that. Because that was a really annoying move. Because now I can't really go forward. Although I can take away his castling rights like that. And check. And now I'm going to try and get rid of this pawn. And I'm threatening to just do the fork. He has to move the rook. But I take the pawn anyway. I don't know what he was threatening there. But he failed to threaten it. So I'm now going to bring out my bishop Now I can offer a rook trade. And then I do that. I hope he takes. But if he doesn't take, I don't think it's too bad. So, yeah. And then I can do that. He's gonna try. Yeah, as expected. And I'm gonna threaten his bishop. And kind of helps a lot. Now he can't take the bishop because if he does, I can just take his rook. Wait, actually he can take the bishop because see, even if I take the rook, he can just take back. So then I'll do it. Then I can take the pawn. And now the material's equal. I was winning that here in terms of material. Now I'm gonna hopefully get a forced knight trade. And yeah, it's not really a good idea for me to trade off my knight right now. So I'll just bring my king over. I don't know what his ploy is. I assume he's going to try and check me. Well, that was kind of stupid because now I can push. I can push one more time. And now I'm just going to bring over this. And now I'm blocking his king from getting in there. I think he saw what I was trying to do. I think my current idea is to go knight f5 and fork for the pawn, but that wouldn't help me very much. So I'm going to just do this and push the pawn again. And now I can just push pawns even more. And now I'll I'm just going there so his knight can't give me a check. And I go there. Now I'm just going to push and get it in. And see, now he has to sacrifice his knight, and then I can just get this pawn, and then I can push. Okay, I really shouldn't have done that, but he can get that pawn, but he can't stop this one. I'm just going to keep this pawn. Queen promotion. And for those of you who don't know how to mate with only a queen and a king, become the knight. You have to basically, if there was a knight, it would be checking. You're just forcing him closer and closer to a corner. And I've got him onto one line. And this is where you bring the king over. And he resigns. He wants another match. I don't think so. Let's review. So pretty good ratings, 1300, 1050. Could have been much better, but I made a blunder somewhere. Anyway, let's review. See, I never understand that move. I don't get why does it want me to do that? Oh, I think I get it, because you see, if I sacrifice the knight, if they take with f6, then I can go queen d, queen h5, fork. If they push the pawn, I can fork and get the rook, so they have to move the king, which takes away their castling right. So while I'm down a pawn, I'm in a pretty good position. So I'll remember that for future reference. That's just hanging a pawn. Probably shouldn't have gone to the same square. Makes sense. I don't get the idea behind that. They want me to take back with the knight, but I have no idea why. Suppose that does make some sense. And then I trade. He hangs a pawn. No. I missed the hanging bishop. I can't believe I'm so stupid. Now I'm threatening. But I could have forked with my rook and gotten one of the bishops. And yeah, I realized right after I'd done that move that he could that. Basically, my idea was to go to the back file so I can skewer for the rook. But if I was on b8, then this bishop can take it. So I wanted to go here. Then I realized the knight can take back, so that's an even trade. I should have moved my bishop away and then done that. And then I take the rook. Then I take the pawn. I think it wanted me to check and then threaten the bishop or something like that. And then I bring my king over. I push, and then so it wanted me to do my original plan, and then I just take, and then it was basically over because, see, you can get that pawn, but you can't save these ones, and then it's just the queen checkmating process, and he resigned. So it looks like that's the end of this one. See you tomorrow.